Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope all is well. I know it's the holiday week and there's a lot going on. A lot of people are busy. I was coming down with something under the weather, and now I'm feeling a lot better, and I am prepping for everything myself. I don't know if you guys do it, but I like to prep ahead so that way I don't have to like overdo everything in one day. So what I'll usually do is like chop a lot of the vegetables and stuff like that so they're already done. And obviously I like to, like put like a nice butter and stuff on the turkey. So what I do is I'll make like a butter that is like seasoned and herbed and stuff that's already ready to go. So then all I have to do is just put that on the turkey the day of. It just makes things go a lot more smooth when you do things like that. So yeah, why don't you guys put in the comments what you guys like to do? But anyways, so that's that. And then I'm working, of course. I'm extra busy this week because of the holiday. So I know that this time of year is really hard for a lot of you guys because when you are going through this, you're really, I guess you could say the better way to put it is depressed because you don't know exactly what's going on, what's going to happen. Your kids are maybe taken off of you and, are going with maybe your in-laws or your spouse, whatever the case is. And I know that that can really be hard. Okay, guys, I obviously went through it. And what I want to put out here is where you're at right now isn't going to last. Okay? It's one of those things to where I remember there was a few holidays that I just like stood at home by myself. I didn't like do anything. I just like was relaxing and didn't absolutely get up and go out or anything. I wanted to like stay away from everybody because what it is you don't want to talk about the situation. You don't really want to be interrogated. You don't want people to be asking you questions that maybe you don't really know have the answers to. They don't really realize that you are standing on faith. There's all these things involved, okay, in the matter. But something I can say, because I went through it, the best thing to do is to push yourself and live, because it's not going to last. Was it nice being by myself, for those periods to where like I was in solitude? Yes, because I was able to like find myself, find God, all the things. But you don't want to deliberately do that because I'm telling you guys, it's not going to last. I promise you it's not going to last. And what ends up happening is you end up in a situation where you're suppressing the main issue. Like, in other words, a lot of you guys don't really want like your family like prying in your business. You don't want to show up maybe by yourself and stuff. But when you suppress it and you avoid those situations, it makes it look like that you're dying inside, but then at the same time you're avoiding your breakthrough. Because if you faced it and just mainly like went in with your back up high, your head held up high, and you enjoyed yourself and realized, you know what, right now, this is what my life is right now, and I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy the time with my family and stuff. Boy, guys, do I wish I could go back. I wish I could go back because, a lot of you guys that are new here, are unaware, but I lost 9 family members in the journey. And it was hard because I can't, obviously I can't get that time back. I wasted all this time, being in a place of complete depression and brokenness when I could have been living. And I know that it's not something that you can push yourself to do, but I'm going to give you guys some techniques on how you can be around your family and have more peace in the matter. So like if your spouse gets brought up, I don't know what situation you're in, if your spouse is coming in and out, if they're still under the roof with you, but they're acting up, if you guys are divorced, if you guys are separated. I don't know the situation. I know some people even are dealing with situations where the spouse basically is making it known they're not with you, but you're like in a limbo state. And then common sense people keep asking questions. So, what you could do, and this is where confidence matters, guys, you need to just be honest. You need to just say, I don't know what's going on. Like if somebody says, like, oh, how's so and so doing, like your spouse, just say, he's good or she's good. And then you say, well, how are you doing? You know, like in other words, you got to change the subject. See, people, I had a friend, his name was Steve Angelini, and he used to tell me back before I went through this whole thing. I remember he used to say to me that his mother used to tell him that if people have the guts, you know, to be as direct as they are with you, you need to be too. So like in other words, you could simply say something even like, you know what, I don't really want to go there. Let's like leave that off the topic. But see, a lot of you guys, you know, are struggling with insecurity. You know, you don't know how to handle your emotions. So you don't know how to answer in like a calm, collected way. But there's a lot of ways you can kind of disguise it, you know. In other words, like I just said, you could just say, he or she's good, how are you doing? Or you could just say, you know what, I really don't want to go there. Let's talk about something else. I mean, how could someone argue with that? Because they were as direct to ask you a question, then you were direct right on back. Eat your food with your family. Enjoy the holiday. And just as fast as it came, it's going to be over. And before you know it, guys, Christmas is going to be here and gone. And then what also is going to happen is you're going to see the new year come and go. Okay? So, like, it's a temporary thing. Don't let the commercials, the movies and stuff bother you. Watch Home Alone. Watch Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Enjoy yourself this time of year. Enjoy yourself. Sit with God and watch these things. Life is so short, guys. This season's not going to last. I promise you. So I hope that this helped. I don't know who needed to hear this, but I hope it helped. If it did, give it a like, share, comment, subscribe. If you would like to have me walk the journey with you and help you, I'm very good at what I do. All glory to God, of course. You can reach out through email, redeemingthebroken@gmail.com. Again, redeemingthebroken@gmail.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. All right, guys. Bye.